Three, two, one. Yeehaw! Number four. Back from Guadalajara, we have a returning guest from episode 1. Disclaimer. Welcome to the lounge. This podcast will include language, stories, jokes, and copyright music. Viewer discretion is advised. Follow us at Barrera Studio Lounge. That's right. Barrera Studio Lounge. Barrera Studio Lounge. All lowercase on Instagram. New clips Mondays and Fridays. I apologize for not uploading. I was a little caught up yesterday. But today, you're welcome. Or not really. We have a brand new podcast planned for y'all, and it's freaking amazing. It's a long time coming because I don't know, my user 002 Leroy returns from his trip from Guadalajara, and we have so much to cover because a lot has happened, even since last time. We talk about it. We say this every single time. We say this, hey, something may not happen or things may do happen. And what happens? Things happen, and we end up talking about it on here. Brought to you by Ornelas Productions. Our other guest on episode 2, The Journey Continues. He is a DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth videographer, editor for commercials, documentaries, short films. Si habla español. DM for inquiries if you are looking for any videographer needs.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. I got the high ground. It's over, Anakin. I got you. Come on, YouTube. Copyright me. It's good music. What are you going to do? Leroy, you are back, senor.
Yes, sir. It's been a long 3 weeks.
It's been a long 3 weeks. How was your trip from Guadalajara, man? Going right into it. How was it?
It was probably my favorite Mexico trip out of all of them.
Really? You've been a couple of times since we've been documenting a little bit. And, out of all the times, you've told me, stories from the beaches, how you love the culture, all these other things. You're saying this one is the best one. Why does it stand out to you?
Well, you know what? I forgot about the beaches one. And then the first time, and then the time I went to the beach, and then this time this is a top three.
Damn, man. So what did you specifically do over there? Because you said you're only going for 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, just 3 weeks, but those were the longest 3 weeks.
So what were we doing out there? Just visiting family?
Just visiting family, having fun. You know how Mexico is, party a little bit.
Ooh, and the family gatherings are so fucking fun.
Oh yeah, and my family is big, so you know who's who in your family because you have so much family. So.
Man, for real. And speaking of not knowing who's who, it's something I wanted to touch on. Were y'all safe? Over there? Because what do you call it? I don't really touch on that. I don't really touch on a lot of worldly events that could actually get me harmed. But there was talks of curfews and stuff from cartel clashes and all that stuff, and they mentioned Jalisco and Juarez and all this stuff. I was like, God damn, I didn't know if y'all were nearby or not, and I was just like, damn, what if y'all I'm pretty sure there's always, because people from Mexico, they always talk about how there's always that in the back of their minds, but at the same time, it's just a matter of being careful and treading lightly.
Exactly. I live a few hours from Guadalajara, so whatever happened over there didn't affect us much or anything. I've always felt safe over there. It depends. You just have to be. It's like here. You have to be safe. You have to know the area you're in. You have to know the people.
Watch yourself around
people. Just don't be dumb. Be smart about it. Be aware.
You gotta be very aware.
I've never felt unsafe over there.
And plus, you're usually with family out there, so y'all feel a sense of not a full sense of security, but at least y'all have each other.
Yeah, and you'll feel danger everywhere, right here. You just gotta be careful.
You just gotta be careful. I mean, same argument. Either one of us have never been to Europe before. Nah. But there's other dangers over there we're not clearly aware of.
Especially with tourists. Mm-hmm. They take advantage of tourists with many things. So.
Man, it's crazy. It's so crazy. But one of the other things that we talked about, and I say we because I also asked Tronchito this on the previous episode, Will Smith apologized. And I wanted to get your weigh in on it because we did a what would you do if you were Will Smith or Chris Rock. So apparently, I probably won't play it down, but I'll break it down. It is Will Smith, he made this like 5 minute long apology type video. You know how it is with apology videos, how being very.
Did he start the video with a sigh?
I, I wasn't gonna look, but now I want to look. Now I
Bro,
like
it's gonna be so funny if
because
he did.
just
Yeah.
a
Every single apology video. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, everybody. I am so sorry for my behavior and my actions. I don't know, but like just looking at it right now, what's your reaction to him making an apology video? And this came out July 29th.
Was this like in a podcast style?
No, this was, I guess, just a high production apology video.
Wow. It's been a minute. Over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of thinking and personal work. You asked a lot of fair questions that I wanted to take some time to answer. Wait, did I? This was that a sigh?
I think.
He's still sighing. Don't. Okay. Maybe not. Wait, go back.
Go back. Was that a sigh when like the words are still on the screen? Let's see.
That was a sigh. I knew it. Every single apology video has it sound like that. So predictable. So predictable. With every YouTube apology or a celebrity apology, I don't care what apology it is.
Like,
it always has to start with a sigh.
and then like he goes into it a little more. Like pretty much, he said he's reached out to Chris Rock, and it's been made apparent that he's not ready to talk. But Will has said, "Hey, I'm here whenever he's ready to." Now I asked Chuntito, what would you have done? And I don't remember what I said last time. I've slept since then, and it's okay. But me, I don't think I would have responded, especially this late. I would have probably made an apology video right then and there if I had intentions to apologize like that on this big a scale.
And then like I think he waited a bit too long because the people already took their attention away from the situation.
And now it's just bringing more attention back to it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, Would you have done this or nah? If you're in that situation?
Smart for doing it late because some people have forgotten about it.
Or some people have chosen not to think about it.
And then he processes his thoughts.
That too.
Oh, that's exactly what he said. I had to unpack it.
Yeah.
No part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
He's admitting that was a mistake. That wasn't the correct decision. Will Smith, he's a respectable person. Just that one incident, maybe he felt pressured by someone.
Yeah.
Or like he felt pressured within himself to do something for his wife.
No. Yeah. So I don't know. It was just something I wanted to touch back on because this got brought back up. Yeah. And
I thought we got past this.
Yeah, I thought so too, but here we are. And it's a viable topic.
But this also destroys one's image. Like isn't he banned from?
Yeah, he's already banned.
For like how many years? 10 years?
10 years, yeah, it's a decade, 4 decades.
And imagine all the opportunities he lost in that small time span.
Yeah.
So maybe this is good for his brand. Maybe that served some influence on it, or maybe he's just a good person.
I want to believe the latter. I want to, because I want to see the good in everybody. But I don't know. It's a situation that I felt.
They're actors.
Yeah, but at the same time, as an actor, you do enough, like that people will probably see, and there's things that just probably shouldn't be seen by others, in my opinion. But it's what you got to do, especially since what happened was already seen in front of everybody.
Literally everyone.
So there's that in account. So what would you do if you were Chris Rock in that effect? What would you would you respond? Would you not? Do you think you would apologize or accept the apology?
I have too much pride within myself to accept apology immediately. But like maybe in a few weeks or down the road, I'll be like, we're chill, bro.
Got you.
I'm not gonna accept it immediately. Look, you embarrassed me in front of everyone. Everyone talked about it for weeks. For making a joke. Was it a little out of taste? Maybe not. Depends who you ask. It's comedy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's it's weird. I don't know if I would accept it right away. I don't know. That's what everyone talked about for a long time,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Maybe he'll be remembered for that for with a lot of people.
Yeah, maybe so.
Because when I think of Chris Rock, or that's the thing.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
That's what I think about the situation where he got slapped. I don't think about it.
You don't think about like his movies
Or like
his stand-up.
Madagascar.
You think about Madagascar.
Madagascar.
That's a good movie though. I like
That's a good
Madagascar. But fuck, man, I don't know. Like it sucks I couldn't tell both of y'all at the same time, but it's something that like we all touched on, and I felt that God, after all this time, it got touched on again. Meh.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's
Pause.
reaction.
That I touched on. It got talked about. Let me say that because
I think we talked about it like for 2 podcasts.
Yeah,
that's how long it went for.
That's how long it went for. This is crazy. It was like a crazy summer dream, bro.
It feels like a fever dream.
Feels fever. God.
Yeah.
God damn. And speaking of fever dream, I swear every time I go on the internet, I gotta see it in. When I gotta scroll through something, I see a video of this man. Let's get your quick thoughts. I talked about it last podcast because I keep seeing him everywhere, and I kind of want people's opinion on him. What's your thoughts on former kickboxer? I guess owner of casino. I didn't look this up, and I didn't prepare nothing for him. Andrew Tate. What are your thoughts on him? I didn't prepare nothing because I didn't want to prepare nothing. Let me make that clear.
It's unprecedented the amount of attention someone gets like this, especially like someone that's not like political or a sports athlete. He just came out of nowhere.
I know.
It's
like some left field type shit. I'm like, what the?
And then
who is this guy?
And then your TikTok page, the first like few weeks was filled about him, even if you didn't want it to be filled.
Yes, like you noticed that it happened with almost every social media app. If you were
YouTube
scrolling that far, you would have found a corner. And if you found that corner,
you're gonna be stuck on it.
No. You became the corner, and it surrounded you somehow. Because that's what's kind of happened. I'm like, nope, delete. Nope,
it's insane.
scroll,
Or not interested.
Yeah.
Not interested.
And then I'm like, no matter how many times I've done that, still, what the hell, man?
I don't get him as much as before, but he still appears very often.
Yeah, very often, man. Like
it feels like a cult.
It feels. That's I like that take on it because it seems viable.
Because like. I don't know. I don't think his followers are like adult. Many of them aren't adults. Maybe there are some that are adults, but like it feels like some preteens,
exactly,
or teenagers that like don't know much.
That's what I keep seeing like on like Twitter and different shit when people talk about him is that he's appealing to a younger audience, or like most of his audience is younger, and he's kind of people are saying he's poisoning them with like different thoughts, and then they go off and do other stupid shit, and then they're almost blaming him for their actions when he was already, talking his shit or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think even ESPN like posted one of his like kickboxing things as a highlight. It's like, oh, look how hard this man punched, and then it was Andrew Tate, and there was like, oh, it's Andrew Tate in the comment section.
God damn, man. But like, I mean, I didn't even know who he was, and then when I heard about the kickboxing thing, I was like, God damn, really? And then you look it up, and I'm like, well, goddamn, that's very cool. Good for him. But, like, the reason why I decided to Google him, because it seemed very suspect. Because one, I was like, who is this guy? He's got all this money. How did he get all this money? How?
And then he lives in Europe.
Yeah.
And he's from America. And
yeah.
Some other things like that. The dad, something about his dad, something about his mom being from somewhere.
Yeah, or his dad was like a world-class chess player or something like that. And his dad was, taught him some lessons that he used in life or something like that.
I think his dad had a heavy influence on him.
For sure.
Well, he talks a lot about his dad. That's what I assume.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's interesting how he's blown up. I personally don't like him much.
Why? Tell us why. Because I personally don't like him much either. I'm going to be honest.
He has some pretty strong opinions.
He's got like weird fucking takes.
Yeah.
His delivery of certain takes are very very fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's pretty blunt sometimes.
very blunt, and some of them may like some things he has talked about, and like I'm not gonna pull it out of my ass, but there are some. I'm not gonna say everything that comes out of his mouth is wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say everything is wrong, but
if he has a take that I may agree with, he may still say it and deliver it in a dumb way that may get jumbled and taken out.
Because he says it in a way where like a lot of people like. It's like, oh, we don't hear about people talking like this anymore. Or like I don't know, it's weird.
He's doing the Connor thing.
Yeah, it's so blunt. When Connor talked about other things.
Well, yeah, but like he's coming off as, you know, I'm this and this is what's what and this is how it is.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. He's an interesting person. I'm not gonna say much on him, but I just don't like him.
I don't like him either. But the next thing on the notes is the wrestling section. Man.
Oh,
a lot has
happened, bro.
Because last time we spoke, like, it was on the eve of the Forbidden Door card. And the Forbidden Door card was fucking amazing. Like, there was an awesome fatal 4-way for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Fucking badass tag team match where FTR won the IWGP tag team titles. And they're also the holders of the AAA tag team titles and the Ring of Honor tag team titles. So they both got 3 belts each.
Oh, that reminds me. I told you about the Lucha Libre thing I went to. That was interesting.
Was it AAA or what?
No, it wasn't AAA.
Ooh. But
wait. We could talk about this first, and then we
But like, what had happened was, what I was trying to get to was the main event was Jon Moxley. He ended up winning the interim AEW World Title, and then just last Wednesday, like, Jon Moxley's been defending the title a lot, almost every week. He's been defending it, and like, you know, people are like, "Well, it's the interim title. It's the interim title." He's like, "Well, I don't. I'm the fucking world champion. I'm the first 2-time world champion." And like, it's like Jon Moxley finally gets his run because when he first won the world title was in the pandemic, like not in front of a crowd. Now, when you actually see him in the crowd, he actually like, damn, we finally got this.
Did he ever wrestle before the COVID era with AEW?
With AEW, yeah, he was there as soon as AEW was.
Oh, when did AEW blow up?
2019.
Like, yeah, but so barely. He was barely.
So like when it really started rolling was when their TV debuted in October of 2019.
I knew it because I don't remember much before the COVID era, but I know a lot of AEW things happened during the COVID era.
Yeah, and they managed to do it, including, you know, taking the belt off Jericho and putting it on Moxley.
Oh yeah,
which was crazy. And now they put the belt on Moxley again, but after this title defense on last Wednesday's Dynamite, CM Punk returned.
A lot of WWE stars.
Yeah.
From Jericho to Moxley.
To Moxley to Punk are thriving in this new environment.
A decade ago, if you told them someone from the Shield, and then someone that took over WWE, and then someone that was involved in WWE, we're going to be in another wrestling promotion, doing all these things, and you told someone it's going to be almost bigger than WWE.
Yeah.
You're like, I wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't believe it either. And speaking of decade, that word decade is going to be the theme of these next couple points, is because the way the show ended, and I can show you now, thank God we're here, but the way the show ended, and I'll break it down, is CM Punk came to help Jon Moxley, and like, because it was Blackpool Combat Club versus, you know everybody else, the other group. I forget. You know, I'm just trying to go as we go and let this video load so you could see everything in full context, because that's how we like it. Anyway, I don't know if you remember, but speaking of a decade ago, do you remember when CM Punk returned after winning the WWE title the first time?
Yes, I do.
So remember when he came back a couple weeks later with Cult of Personality? John Cena just, man, it's heartbreaking I didn't watch. Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch WWE at this point, but think about this. Rey Mysterio wins the WWE title on Monday Night Raw, his first WWE title. Then an hour later, John Cena's going to take you on. Oh, John Cena wins.
Yeah,
Nah,
a lot of people
I
say
hated
that.
that shit. I hated
A
that.
lot of people say Ray was screwed over so badly.
He was.
And he's so dedicated to the company. Well, at
Yeah.
that time too, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still with the company
Mm-hmm.
at this time.
With his son too, which
Yeah.
I find very entertaining, which is fucking awesome.
The start of it's been a dynasty in Mexico, but now it's transferring to WWE with Rey
Yeah,
Mysterio and his son.
it's fucking awesome, bro. But
So I didn't like that.
we remember John Cena winning the WWE title, and then Punk comes out with his WWE title, and they got both championships. So what happened was John Moxley defends against Chris Jericho. He did the Lion Tamer persona. So his group with Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager, the Jericho Appreciation Society, they're coming after John Moxley. And then his group, the Blackpool Combat Club, they come out. Cesaro, who's also Claudio Castagnoli, he debuted already. He debuted at Forbidden Door, which was fucking crazy.
God, AEW loves blood.
Oh, they do. So all this is happening. All this is happening. And then just the pop was fucking awesome.
Oh, that pop is good. That was a good pop.
Shit. I jumped out of my seat when this happened. I was like, yo, he's back. He's back.
That was a good pop.
That was good. That was good.
Whoa.
And every one of these guys, they sold for him. Even Sammy.
Yeah, I think a lot of them have respect for him.
There goes Hager.
Punk looks great.
Him and Jericho. Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Oh, I know that one looked a little slow right there, but he managed it. So instead of him bringing the belt this time, he didn't. 10 years later. But look what transpires here.
I know a lot of this is scripted, but I think he's gonna have some adrenaline
Oh, for sure.
going into that ring with a lot of people.
Because imagine that. Like, imagine you're in that position. You have to run in and you got to do all these spots with everybody. But then you still got to be the main attraction.
Oh, yeah.
After everything is settled for this moment.
Yeah. Everyone's staring at you. You got to execute.
Look at Mox. He's just into it. Because Mox is the interim champion. Punk is the actual champion. So after that whole, WWE title stuff 10 years ago, 10 years later.
It's so interesting. Punk obviously looks a bit older.
For sure.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's...
Don't they have like a small knife?
Well, I don't know. It's because that spot, he's talking about John Moxley's left ear, for those who can't see. In the middle of the match, Chris Jericho ripped out an earring. That was like the spot. I don't know how real it is. I don't know. Like, don't ask me. But, his ear's clearly bleeding. So, like...
I like the intensity.
The intensity is on point. Because at one point, these champions have to face each other. In like a suit. Like, come on, man. If you're a fan, you're going to be hyped for this one.
Too bad it won't happen in that event. Did it happen later, right?
No, it didn't. They're still building it up. This happened last Wednesday. They still got to build this up.
So this is very recent.
Yeah. So now we're like, CM Punk was gone last time. Now CM Punk is back. How are you feeling about this storyline? And then
it looks nice. It looks like a lot of people are enjoying this.
Yeah.
A lot.
And do you think they kind of... you mentioned a lot of WWE guys coming to AEW, and they do thrive over here. But do you feel they kind of stole that from WWE? The like champion versus champion almost?
Nah, I think it's been a thing in the many wrestling promotions before. With what was that? What was that other wrestling promotion that WWE bought out?
WCW.
Yeah, didn't they do things similar to that?
Yeah, but I meant like with Punk. Because Punk did have that happen. And, 10 years later, they're like, let's try to rehash it and make something of our own. How do you feel about that one or not?
Nah, this is common in wrestling. I wouldn't say they stole anything or that.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way because I didn't feel that way. Me, I was just fucking hyped. I was like, CM Punk.
Yeah, look how happy everyone is.
Everybody was hyped for this, man. And this
I like him smiling.
and this ends the Wednesday show. This crowd still had the Rampage taping for another hour, so they ended on a good note here, and then they still had more show to go.
Well done, A. Oh, well done.
Well
AEW.
done, man. Well fucking done, man. That's fucking crazy. And the last thing about Decade is, speaking of CM Punk and following the taping, the next Rampage had Bryan Danielson as a promo. And speaking of 10 years, 10 years ago it came up on Twitter, and I kept seeing clips from this Raw. It was the 10-year anniversary of my first WWE Raw event.
Oh, nice. I don't know how long it's been since I went to a WWE event. It was Hell in a Cell.
It was Hell in a Cell, but that was when?
Like 2014?
God damn, that's a long time ago.
So, it's been 8 years for me.
Damn.
Well, almost 8 years.
And then the first one for me was 10, because it was I remember this story, and I will retell it. It was the Go Home show before SummerSlam 2012. That was Triple H, Brock Lesnar. That was the main event that was happening. But at the same time, it was going to be CM Punk, John Cena, Big Show. Big Show's there just to throw in to avoid, CM Punk versus Cena again, which they did a month later, which, it's whatever. Anyway, got to see them, clash with each other. Got to see Daniel Bryan as well. All those years earlier, I even saw Ryback. Don't even really like Ryback much.
No, not even the wrestlers like Ryback by how he wrestled. Or it's been a bit. I heard he was a bit dangerous to wrestle with.
Yeah, and especially from CM Punk's end, I heard a lot.
Oh
from
yeah,
Punk.
didn't he hurt his hip or something?
Yeah,
because he miscalculated.
He miscalculated the gorilla press through the table. Instead of hitting him through the table, dumped him on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
God. Or there was a clothesline in one of the matches. I forget. Maybe the Hell in a Cell. He fucking said that he got fucking rocked, like damn near. I think.
Didn't he get a concussion?
Yeah, concussion. That's what he got from that fucking clothesline. He's like, clotheslines is shit. I'm fucking rocked. So I was like, yeah, right back in. But he also faced JTG, and I was like, oh, that's a little bit of a throwback. I was like, I didn't think he would be on here, but he was. That was cool. I also saw Sin Cara.
Oh, that's cool. That
was awesome. And then one of the main highlights I saw was I got to see Roddy Piper do Piper's Pit, and this was before he passed away.
Oh yeah.
So I got to see Roddy Piper do a promo with Chris Jericho, and this is when he was still doing the light up jacket type thing before he changed his gimmick. Man of many gimmicks has been Chris Jericho, but got to see him, The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. They had a triple threat match. That was freaking cool. And then I got to see John Cena do a tag match. And then that's when him and Punk, they were doing each other's moves. That was the spot where Cena did the
I remember
Shining Wizard to the Bulldog. And then fucking CM Punk was like, shoulder tackle, slam. And then he was trying to do five knuckle shuffle. Oh, man.
Early 2010s was an underrated WWE era.
It was, because they were actually...
There was old wrestlers from the Attitude Era, and then some new ones coming up the system.
And that was the thing. And live in Texas, from San Antonio, Texas, but we were in Dallas, we saw the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. And then Brock Lesnar, Triple H, and even Paul Heyman. That was fucking awesome. That was fucking awesome. Hey, speaking of Daniel Bryan, that was when Daniel Bryan was doing the no thing. Instead of yes, he was doing no.
Hell no.
That was before Hell No. It was before he got with Kane. Man, so it was a different time back then, and the fact that I got to see him 10 years later, live, I was like, hell yeah.
He still looks good.
He still looks very good in the ring, amazing. And then going away from AEW, how, throwing it back to WWE, Vince McMahon, he finally hung up the gloves, left the boots in the ring. He retired.
Hey, I could say I went to his last match.
Oh!
I went to his last match. That's historic. That's pretty cool, honestly.
How did you feel? Because a lot of people were mad because, he's had this ongoing investigation that he slept with somebody, probably paid him off, yada, yada, all this stuff. And, I'm not saying it's not wrong. It is wrong.
Yeah, you're in a high position of power and you're doing these things with your workers.
It's sick.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's fucked up. It's very messed up. But, I don't know,
Well, yeah, and I was surprised. I was surprised people were surprised about, an affair.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I kind of thought he
And
always
how did
did
an
that.
affair go into an investigation? Like, this man makes millions of dollars,
Billion.
billions, and like he paid them, and like they took the money too. Like, see, here's the thing. The reason why I'm tripping up about this is because I understand why people are mad at the man Vince McMahon, the man who's under investigation right now. But due to that fact, he had to do the character. Remember, Vince McMahon was also a character, or he was also a character. He plays
That was
himself.
like very characterish of him.
Yeah, that seems like due to the circumstances, if he has to have a send off and he has to step down, people are going to become aware of that. We're in the era where everybody's aware of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't mad at him when he did the send off because it was the send off to the character.
Yeah, I liked how he was like very fuck you.
Yeah.
Like this is my show. I'll do whatever I want.
Kind of. Well,
But
he
in the
didn't say all
send-off.
that, but
Well, he didn't say it, but like his attitude was like, it was like he was pretty much ignoring the whole situation.
yeah, he was ignoring it. People clearly
and I think
saw
people were
that.
surprised.
People
Like,
were surprised. Yeah. I
So-
mean, I don't. What did y'all think? He's gonna say, "Hey, what is he gonna do with Bill Clinton over here?" He's like, "I did not have sexual on live TV."
Yeah.
When on WWE in the '90s, they probably said he was probably fucking other people.
I
for
wasn't
fun.
like, well, why are people surprised? Well, I know it's like more of like an abuse of power kind of thing,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm not surprised he had an affair. That's
Yeah.
like I thought he already had those.
Like, see, that's something me and you already thought of.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
goddamn.
it's like oh my gosh, he had an affair while he has his wife and everything.
Yeah.
He has kissed other wrestlers in front of his wife,
Like, God-
literally.
Guys, go watch the Ruthless Aggression era of WWE. Go watch the Attitude era. Like, guys, like,
I don't know. I think it was obvious he was like doing
yeah,
these
it was
things.
obvious. Come
Well,
on,
not obvious,
guys.
but like I think everyone had an idea.
Yeah, we
that-
can have an idea that he may have done that.
Yeah, and he did some different things in the Attitude era with the not the divas but the women wrestlers.
Yeah, and what got on TV.
it was on
as
TV in
well.
front of everyone.
And like we all just watched. Everybody just watched it.
when I heard the news, I was like, oh, okay, Vince did that.
Yeah.
And then it blew up, and it's like, oh, people care a lot,
But it
or
goes-
like are surprised about this.
But it goes back to it. We're in the era where everybody's fucking aware of shit. Everybody likes to read the dirt sheets. Everybody's aware of the dirt sheets.
the small print.
Yeah, they want the small prints. They want to read that fine print. Like it's a good time because it also like the fact that both WWE and AEW they appeal to the fans because they know we know. They know we're listening. They know we may know, but we're still watching.
I like when there's like controversy, they'll probably sometimes hint at it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, they talked about
Because,
this thing.
it's still a show, guys. Like, yes, it's fake, scripted, whatever the fuck you want to say. But they still put on this show, and the show still goes on. And what do? They put the asses in seats. They get the eyes on them.
And it's working.
Yeah.
WWE.
Thank you.
WWE looks like it's finally doing well again.
Yeah, like, I've noticed that. Like, I'm not avidly watching, but, like, the things I'm seeing, certain storylines, and I'm like, this looks entertaining.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's not like it's not PG anymore.
Yeah, it's because they made that switch back. And like, dude, oh my god, like let me show you this. Let me
So,
show you this.
About the Vince thing. So, it wasn't the best thing to do, but people shouldn't act surprised that it's happening.
Yeah, like I don't know. And speaking of things changing up, Triple H has now creative control.
Finally.
Oh, finally, he says.
He had a huge influence on the Attitude Era.
He had a huge influence, and then on NXT as well. Remember, he was mainly running NXT before he had full creative control as of right now.
I think everyone saw it coming. He already did a lot of business decisions behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm entertained so far from what I've seen.
Me too, man. Me too. And I don't know. I think
this wouldn't have ever happened if AEW was never a thing.
really.
Or maybe it would have happened way later.
So do you think that if AEW wasn't around, this probably wouldn't have happened?
Or wouldn't, well, not that, but like it wouldn't be happening right now. Because I think they feel the pressure of AEW. It's like, look how many people are enjoying this PG-14 or TV-14
TV 14.
kind of thing.
There's this promo I liked from Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens on last night's Monday Night Raw. Let me see. And let me break this down right quick. Drew McIntyre, you remember him?
Oh yeah, I saw him wrestle.
He talks. He's gonna go touch on it in his promo about how he was once the chosen one. Then he got let go by WWE. He never really picked up steam the first run, but then when he was in the Indies, picked up steam. Then he got on TNA Impact. He became world champion over there. Came back to WWE, but not back on the roster. He came back to NXT, won the NXT title. Then came to the main roster. It's so sad. He mentions it a little bit, but I feel it is so sad he did not get his WrestleMania moment when he beat Brock Lesnar for his first WWE title. That should have been in front of a live crowd, but sadly it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
But I love this promo. Who Roman Reigns holds.
Wow,
Intense.
WWE was bold for allowing him to say all that.
And they're saying
That was nice. I like the intensity on
because
that.
in AEW, Jericho Appreciation Society, his whole thing is, oh, we're the sports entertainers. We're the best entertainers in this sport type shit. You know, they're kind of hinting,
That.
yeah, about the superstar thing and how wrestling was kind of banned, or not really, but you know, it wasn't just mentioned. So the fact that they're going, kind of picking at that, but also using the intensity from their character or things that have happened in the past, I just love this promo. It's
I
fucking
enjoyed
awesome.
it a lot watching it right now.
Exactly, it gets you hyped. That's what it's supposed to do.
He deserves his spot.
Exactly. And then speaking of deserving their spot, still, sadly, the women's tag team titles, they're finally gonna be, they're vacant. They're still vacant.
They're still vacant.
But now they're gonna have a tournament. But it's been said, and I don't know how true it is, that restitution's probably gonna be made to Sasha and Naomi, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. They've appeared for a couple meet and greets, what I've seen online, and you know it seems all right. Some people were they were a little confused, a little bit, because their meet and greet was like, it wasn't like a hey, you know, close up one. It was like, as far as you and me are sitting right there, and then picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things. So people got a little upset about that. They're like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was gonna be like that." And I was like, "Well, guys, it's a meet and greet. What are you gonna do? It's what the people who you are meeting are comfortable with, you know."
Yeah.
And like how it's, you know.
Well, there's also a precedent on what to do, but like, I don't know.
For sure, but how do you feel that the women's tag team titles are still vacant after all this time? And do you think with Triple H's help or him being part of creative, that restitution will be made or not?
Well, you gotta remember it's been vacant for a bit, but there's also been a transfer of power from Vince McMahon to Triple H, so that's probably a reason why it took a bit to to do some creative decisions on what to do with the titles. I don't know. I think it'll be an okay transition. It had to happen eventually.
Eventually.
And there's been awkward transfer of titles, so
before. So like,
it's nothing new.
hopefully they just chalk it up as one of those things that happened and they made restitution to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Switching gears now, you wanted to ask some questions about my time on the stage. I actually have my Romeo and Juliet, what do you call it? My little package, oh, that's a paperweight actually.
Okay.
Oh, it's from my grandma actually. It's a water spec paperweight, and it always looked cool. But the program, that's the word I was trying to find. Yes, go ahead. It's a program that that is autographed by all the people from the camp, including my, go ahead.
Oh, this is like a mini yearbook.
It is like a mini yearbook because it's got all of our photos, names, who we're playing. What's that in there? No, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's actually from my costume. I actually put my costume note there as a bookmark. But you had some questions about it or not?
Yeah. So how often do you do this? How often
Uh,
is this? This is a yearly thing, right?
well, it was a yearly thing, but this one was the last.
No, bro.
Yeah,
No,
it was.
bro.
Well, let me give you the reason why. The reason why, and like pretty much basically, is the people who had this idea and they've been running with it for 16 great years. You know, they're finally retiring. You know, they got to. You know, they're retiring and they want to enjoy. You know,
So you have respect for them?
of
You
course.
you enjoyed what you did with them?
Of course, every year I've been with them was amazing because the first year, well, actually, I was supposed to start my junior year of high school, but what had happened was plantar fasciitis got the better of my heels, and I could barely walk that summer. So they were like, "Well, we wanted you to be there," and then another, friend who was at Northside, he ended up telling me, "Hey, your spot was actually in place for me," and I was like, "Really?" Oh well, there's the next year.
Yeah, that feels a bit weird.
It feels a bit weird, but I felt good knowing, hey, I earned my keep and I had a spot at the table waiting. I just wasn't there for it,
I'm
type thing.
surprised by how many people are involved in
Oh
this.
man.
Because, can I show the signatures?
Yeah. Show the signatures.
Look how many signing is on this. That's insane.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I tried to cram it, or they managed to cram it. Everybody else managed to write on just the front page, which was awesome. But the first year I got into it was my fresh out of high school senior year.
You're answering my questions.
Yeah. Was the the Two Gentlemen of Verona. That was that one. I played a dad named Antonio, but it was a small role. Before the camp even started, I had my lines down because I only had a small amount of lines.
Do you struggle?
With
Remember your lines?
Nah, not anymore. Not really. I'll tell you. I'll kind of try to break it down a little bit as I go through. But when I first because I kind of mastered how to do that when in high school because one of the first shows I had, it was pretty long and I didn't know all of them and I felt bad not knowing all of them. So I kind of made it a thing to, hey, the next role I get, I'm gonna try to nail it. So by the next time, I just worked it out and figured out, hey, if I can just say one line, figure it out, okay, remember it, then go to the next one, and then just keep repeating it for every single line.
That's what I was thinking.
That was my process back then, and then I ended up doing that more with the more shows that went on. And then one of my last shows, which was a dinner theater show, I had over 60 pages to memorize. I was the main character driving the whole show. It was a detective dinner theater type thing, and it was amazing. It was one of my. I always tell everybody this. I say it's one of my best and worst shows. My best because no. Well, let's get rid of the worst first. My worst is because one, I already had a lot. I had a lot. But my director, my teacher, he said, I've heard, he said, pretty much he put that trust in me. Whatever, I may have heard one thing or another, but pretty much he did put his trust in me for this role. So I was like, okay, that's the responsibility I got. But then at the time, we were working with a lot of younger people. We had a lot of freshmen coming, which was, on paper, it sounds good for a program. It sounds amazing. We have more heads. Awesome. We get to do more things. Cool. It kind of doesn't help when a lot of the times
with the experience,
the inexperience comes into play. And there were a lot of bumps. And at one point...
So you kind of had to serve almost as a leader.
Yeah. And I kind of had to at that point. And it was rough. It was rough a couple of times, and then it got rescheduled. Our play got rescheduled. If we went at the time we were, I would have never been ready. But we did get rescheduled, sadly, because our culinary section of our former school was a frequent usage. Everybody loves to go there. Everybody, because it looks so nice, and
it was new at the time.
It was new, and if culinary is there, they're on point.
And they always have activities going on there.
Because it's such a big space, But being such a nice big space, everybody wants it. So there had to be like
Some arrangements.
a rearrangement with scheduling, but all in all, and then my heels were fucked up. My heels were still fucked up on me. So I was freaking. I had to be walking around the entire show. I had to walk through the audience. There was a lot I had to do, and I'm like word wise, I was like killing myself. I was like staying up till 3 a.m. doing that.
Was it like homework?
Yeah, hell yeah, it was.
Or worse than homework sometimes.
A little bit. It felt worse than homework. And a little side story, I was learning those lines, and I was playing a game by the name of Wolfenstein 2: The New Order. And there's a section in that game where you're on Mars and you're auditioning for a Nazi movie, and Hitler's the director. Yes.
Come again?
Yes. It's because it's a game about killing Nazis and stuff.
Yeah.
So like,
okay. That's more acceptable.
So think about this. I'm learning lines, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break and play this because, as you know, part of my process is, hey, at the same time, your brain needs to rest.
Yeah, I was like, are you starting to get burned out? Like,
because if you just keep going, then you're not gonna remember shit.
And there's like a process with like learning things.
Yeah.
Like you can't just cram it in one day. You gotta repetition.
Exactly. So, like, you also need that resting period to see what you have retained. Mm-hmm. So, imagine me playing this game, and then this scenario comes up. The part of the game is you're not shooting nothing, you're not jumping off of nothing. You got to remember lines, and you have to say the right one or you get killed.
What?
For real, you had to remember 3 different lines because the character, he's like, I'm not gonna remember this shit, and he wrote it down. And then they're auditioning different guys. One guy says, he says a wrong thing when he addresses Hitler, and then Hitler shoots him in the head, type shit. And then you're the next one to go, but then he had his fist clenched on what he wrote on. So when he opens his hand, the important lines are scribbled, are scuffed up. So you have to select the right one. So I'm there sitting there like, fuck this game, man. I wanted to freaking take a load off.
And then you're trying to remember things.
I'm trying to remember things, and this thing is making me remember other things. No, this doesn't matter.
And what if you said part of the things in the video game on stage?
By accident, because I was like, oh, they got messed up. They both look like scripts. Oh, my God. Like, if I had that shit happen. I think I told somebody that, and they were like, what the hell? That's messed up.
It's so funny, though.
But, you know, the best part about that show was when it finally came down to it, everybody came through.
Were you as nervous when the moment happened, or you were just...
Well, I think the thing that nerve-wracked me the most is I fucked up in the beginning, in the opening night, because
so this was multiple nights.
Yeah. We had 3 shows, I believe. Or was it 2? I think it was 2. No, I think it was 2. It was 2. I'm remembering now. Anyway, the first one was, you know, I fucked up because I come out on stage, you know, saying, oh, there's been a murder, and I'm walking around and whatever, and, like, it's a fucking monologue, bro. And I fucked up.
That's so scary. That's so scary, a monologue. Isn't that where, like, you do things alone?
Yeah, I was pretty much alone in front of everybody who's, like, possibly gonna eat and everything.
Don't make them spit out their food out of laughter.
Oh, but I stuttered a word, and I saw my girlfriend, or who was soon to be ex at the time, they noticed because like they've been around me enough, they know when I fuck up words and shit, and they were like, I saw a reaction on their face, but then I was like, I picked it back up and I remember what the fuck I was saying, and then I kept going. So that was probably the worst part. Oh no, I lied. You'll see what was the worst part.
Oh no,
but it came through, and the show kept going. By the end of it, it seemed all right. I was like, it worked. Alrighty. And it worked out beautifully. Second night, though, there were some, difficulties because I don't know if it was a sound system or a machine.
Like, he's going to say something about the sound system.
I had to talk over it, and I was trying to.
Do y'all have ear pierces? Or
No.
You still hear yourselves?
We just use our voices and our ears.
Oh, okay. So you have to speak loudly.
Yes, okay. Yes, projection. That's what that's called. Projection of the voice. But no, I had to talk over that, and then there was also a bit of someone forgot their lines at the end of that show, so there was a bit of like improv-ish, but the same scenario happened. Like, there was supposed to be, like, a shooting at the end where we all just run off stage. And it still happened. It still came together. I was just like, oh shit, I got scared there for a second. I was like, we're at the end. What are you doing?
Okay.
But then it was like it came together, and everybody was like, wow, you did fucking great. And it was just almost like a 50, 60 page show. I was like,
Ta-da.
mastered it. Finally showed it, and all that time
So everything
was
on your part was fine.
was worth it. Was worth it. But going back to like the learning the lines thing, I had it down. My first time being with this program, and so when we first went, they were like, "Oh," because what it was a different process. I had a new director and everything. So this director's process was we have what the show will look like in another room, taped out, and so where we're gonna walk and how much space we're gonna have because not only with lines because lines are on us.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, oh, you don't only have to remember lines; you have to remember where
Yeah,
you have to be in certain situations on what to do.
yeah, land on our spot, land on our mark type things, man. And
Yeah.
it's enough. And here's the thing: we only go through it once. We only go through certain scenes. He only wants to do it one time. Or he, in theory, he wants us to write it down and then get familiar with it. So by the next time we do it, it's like point A, point B, boom, boom, boom. But there's always difficulty with that because what if somebody forgets one part or another part or this thing or hey, I didn't have y'all looking like this on stage. Let me, there's it's always a constant process.
Did you ever develop a routine on remembering those things?
Oh yes, yes. Because whenever I wrote stuff down, I freaking said, okay, I got to do this here, I got to do this here, I got to do this here. Because it starts out with we get our lines first. So I already had the lines in my head. I just needed to know what I was gonna do with them. So once I already had that, I incorporate what I do because when I start learning lines, I'm just going off of what's being said. So I'm kind of freewheeling how I would move and kind of getting comfortable and getting into the character. So when I do kind of have an idea of how it's gonna look, I can kind of combine both of those and say, all right, this is the character. How are we gonna present it? So
It's interesting.
it's an interesting
Because,
process.
I'm not like I've never been in those places. Like I've been to shows like that in
Right.
elementary. They would do field trips or they would do small events or like they would do things similar to that. So,
Yeah.
but I have so much respect for those people because
Thank you.
it's like I cannot do that. Like I know it's harder than it looks. Like for me, when I see those people, I was like, how do they do all this? How do they remember the lines? How do they know?
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time like summarizing books, and they have to like pretty much read out a book and say exactly what was said.
Yeah, verbatim. Like, cause that's the way I've been taught. Verbatim meaning exactly how it's said, not one word off, not two words, or say it in your own way, the same
But
way. And I'm like,
like sometimes I'm not like the few times I've been to those things, those shows. I'm like I have so much respect. I'm not even focusing on the show. I'm focusing on how they're doing it. I'm like, wow.
and that was my first year, and that was the thing. I had a small role, but then they needed an extra character to play like a background character that had like another line. So I came in at the end, which was cool. Then the second year, COVID. COVID struck us, and we were like, what are we going to do? But we ended up settling on, or they ended up settling, figuring out, and producing a virtual camp. So we did it over the computer. We did William Shakespeare's A Midnight Suburban's Dream through the screens, all on Zoom. And we had like a decent amount of people watch us. Like maybe, I don't remember exactly. I want to say above 20 people at least watch us.
That's a classroom. That's a classroom.
Yeah, so it was awesome.
But as if you're then usually get in person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, way less.
Because, so we had this, and I'm going to be honest, like, I think a lot of us just read our lines off because we were at home and we didn't really have, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same because usually this is what the camp is, and we kind of got back into it the following year when we did a show called 12th Night. It's pretty much in 3 weeks we put together a Shakespearean show fully, and whatever goes along with it, because there's always something along with the show, whether it's a musical act, there's different, like in my last one there is dancing, like, and every show there's an end dance as well. So like the fact 3 weeks we all do these classes, we do these rehearsals, and we put a show all together, and we also form this bond over these 3 weeks. So like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My third time, which was really my second outing, physically, was, very, very interesting. I remember. Met a lot of good friends, a lot of good people, got to show out in front of in front of a live audience too. It was very good, like after COVID, to be able to, wow, everybody's here
Yeah.
now. Like it was a one thing when we were talking about WWE or AEW experiencing that, UFC finally getting people back.
You had your own experience.
Yeah, I
With
had my
that.
own experience with that. I was like, "Fuck, welcome, fucking back, everybody!
Yeah.
We're back from
I
inside."
remember the first few concerts I went to. Like usually with concerts, after like a few songs, people would start sitting down, or like in the
Yeah.
sitting down section. But like the first like two concerts I went to, the people were standing up the whole time. It's like, bro, we're out of COVID.
Yeah,
Well, we've never left COVID, but like we've learned to live with it. We're like here, we're having fun.
yeah, and then
Like we're together.
and then for that show we sat like 50 people, and I love the way it was set because we also had it live streamed, and the technical people for that year, they got two different angles. It was fucking great. Loved
Nice.
it. Loved it. And then the final year was Romeo and Juliet, and holy shit, it was fucking awesome. I got to play Lord Capulet, and it was so cool. Very cool. There was a dance in the middle of the show. There was a dance at the end of the show. There was singing in between.
So there was a lot of things going on in that show.
There's a lot, man. And this had to be like my biggest role in the show I had. Like maybe next to Theseus and when I did the virtual one, but this one was pretty good. So like ever since I got the script back in June, I was just, me, but by June I was inside and I was taking a break from all this, and I was just like, I was working it. I was just going. I was going, and then by the camp, I was like nearly done, like a couple pages away from being memorized, and then a few days went by that first week and I was already memorized.
Yeah, I remember you were busy in that camp.
Yeah, man, it was a lot. And I was also doing social media, which is something I did the previous year, and that was fucking fun. I loved being able to take pictures, use a little bit of my like creativeness for, videos and all this other thing, and incorporate them over on that side.
How long is camp?
The camp was only 3 weeks.
So we both had like our 3 week period around the same time. I found that weird. Not weird, but like I found it funny. Where it's like, oh, I'm gonna start my thing at the same time where I'm traveling. Is like, and then it ended like almost at the same time. I think it ended like almost a week earlier.
Yeah.
But like it was pretty much simultaneous.
That's fucking awesome, man. So that was my last one, and man, like I got like one highlight I told last podcast was. It's a clip that's going to come out, but I made an Among Us reference in the middle of the show at the request of a castmate. People were throwing gabagool.
Or they like, was that like a joke request?
Yeah.
Because like, I know Among Us
it was the last show. So we're like fucking around. Some people
I think if I were in the crowd, I would have laughed. I think I would have.
Yeah, because it's funny, dude. Like,
it's so outdated. That's what makes it funny.
Like, when you see people have fun, like, that's the thing about also being on stage is, like, you also have to have fun because...
You have to be a little loose.
Yeah, because people will see if you're not loose, or people will see if you're uptight. People will see that. But if you look like you're having fun, more or less...
And then the audience will have fun with y'all.
Exactly, dude. Man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, and I hope to find more.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Are you trying to find other gigs?
I would love to. Like, I'm trying to. I just need point in the right direction here and there. But
have you ever considered talking to the people that were in charge?
Oh yeah, yeah. But mostly, I think they're leaning towards more if I go to school, which is not out of my thinking as well. Because at the same time, it would be very nice to be able to go to a school, even though that wasn't my first decision when you think everybody would go to school, but to go back and possibly show my experience and be able to, have a late start, but also, have a nurtured start would probably be great as well.
Hey, so we're probably both going back to school. Well, I'm going back to school like next week.
I'm contemplating.
Hey.
Contemplating, but it's in the works because when I started the first podcast, it was like I'm not going like right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like,
but now after all this time, now it's like,
It's funny how everyone just comes back to it.
It's a matter of all coming back, coming full circle.
Yeah, coming full circle.
Man, it's crazy. But and is there anything else you want to ask me about the acting thing? Because
You answered every one of my questions.
That's funny.
That's because I was like, okay, I'm gonna answer. How long are the gigs, or did you do different ones? Like, is it every year? Is it a different one? And you're like, oh, I did this later. It's like, oh, he already answered that.
yeah.
And then I was like, well, like, are you gonna find other gigs? And it's like, oh, he's answering that right now.
God damn.
So like, you answered pretty much every single
what's
question.
That's what's
that I
up.
was gonna ask.
And then you didn't even ask like half of, or just one of them.
Yeah,
God,
I only asked one question.
Damn. And then speaking of like anything acting wise and shows, are you watching any new shows right now?
No, but I've listened to a lot of new music.
Ooh, like what?
It's a lot of guilty pleasure songs.
Oh, all right. But my guilty pleasure has been, well, a show on TNT, Animal Kingdom. It's just 2 more episodes left.
Okay.
This week, next week, and then boom, it's gone. My show, Raising Kanan, Power Book 3, just came back for a season premiere, and I kind of wanted to probably maybe do an episodic thing where I touch on each and every episode, but that would have to be my own thing. I have to do in my own time. But like, the fucking first episode was just fucking great. And then after 10 weeks, we're probably going to have another show, BMF, come back. And 10 weeks after that, Power Book 2. 10 weeks after that, Power Book 4. So, I'm excited. But in September, Rick and Morty comes back for the 6th season. I don't know if it's the final season. I don't know.
Morty. They still running?
They're still going.
Because I remember my sophomore year, that's what everyone talked about, and that was like 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Rick and Morty's still going strong, bro. They're having another season. Man.
Sophomore year was 5 years ago, bro.
Have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
I've seen some episodes. Like, sometimes they'll come up on TV, and I'll just watch it. I'm entertained.
God.
But I've never, like, fully been into it, but, like, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Man, I fully got into it. When was it? I think, like, when I graduated. I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to watch all the Rick and Morty.
Oh, so you're a bit late.
So, because they were already on, like, the 3rd or 4th season when I first
but people still talked about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
People still talk about it.
And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know anything nobody's saying. I was like, what
there was so many references people were saying. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm going to go along with it.
Exactly. So I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not going to go along with it. I'm going to watch and I'm going to understand, damn it.
A lot of famous people doing references on it. I was like, I don't get it.
Exactly.
But I watch a few episodes. I get the appeal of it.
Squatch!
So.
That's a reference.
Yeah, I was like,
Man, I don't know. I hope Rick and Morty goes another season after this one.
Oh, you're into it.
Hell yeah, because I watched it like episodically. And the thing is, it's one of those shows that's like, you know, the plot kind of doesn't matter. It's kind of there to entertain
God,
you.
today you're good at answering questions I was about to answer. Is like, does a plot, does it go from episode to episode, or is it just something new?
It's like, Morty, we're gonna do some crazy shit today. We're gonna do some other shit. Rick, can we do this? No, Morty, no. Type shit. Like it's each episode is different. They may culminate towards each other or at a different plot, or a different storyline. Because that's the beauty about it. They pick up from different storylines sometimes. And when you think stuff may have happened, something may go sideways, and then you're thinking about that, but then they never touch on it. Until, like, another time they may touch on it again.
Yeah, that's what's entertaining about it. Is, like, anyone could just jump into it.
Exactly.
And, like, be entertained by a random episode and not be lost.
Yeah,
because there are shows where, like, oh, they're already in season 3, and then I have to catch up with my friends over this. But it's like, oh, I could just watch this episode, the latest episode, and I'll get it. I'll have fun with it.
Hell yeah. And then, we're going into the fighting section. UFC 278
I was about to ask,
Saturday.
I was about to ask, is this the end of the podcast? That's pretty quick. We didn't even go through the fighting section.
No, man. The fighting section is pretty fucking good. And the fighting section got beefed up. When you said you were running errands, the fighting section got beefed up because there was big news, and I can't wait to get your reaction.
We cannot escape the news.
No, we can't.
Even the hour I was late, there's something new coming up.
Something new came up, man. Well, first off, we have UFC 278. We have some fighters, some ones, but the fights I'm paying attention to is Aldo in the bantamweight division. Love Jose Aldo. But the next one is the middleweight fight. Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold, and what I'm thinking is it's gonna be, who will fight champion next, because Israel Adesanya, who's the current middleweight champion, he's fighting Alex Pereira. Now, Izzy, he lost his undefeated streak to Jan Blachowicz when he tried to take the light heavyweight belt. So, but the thing about Alex Pereira is Alex is the only guy before Jan to beat Israel Adesanya. He beat him back in their kickboxing days.
Oh, okay.
So
it's not like UFC
era. But here's the thing. Jan beat him by decision. Pereira scored a knockout.
Okay.
So now Pereira's going to challenge Israel Adesanya. It's a different time now. Israel Adesanya is now the middleweight champion. He's
different rules.
Different rules. He's also beaten a bunch of great fighters. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. It's a different one.
You going to buy the pay-per-view, or are you just going to watch some highlights?
For that one, I want to buy the pay-per-view.
Okay.
For that one, I want to buy it. But for this one, Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold, I'll see who wins. Because the fight I'm really looking forward to this Saturday is Kamaru Usman versus Leon Rocky Edwards 2.
Rocky.
Yes. They fought once before, and now they're going at it again. I felt Edwards deserved a title fight, so now we're going to see it. And I think, man, I'm trying to remember all of Usman's title defenses, but he's getting up there. He's getting up there with title defenses. And I just want to see Kamaru Usman keep going, because ever since I started watching UFC, that's when he became champion. So ever since I've started watching the UFC, he's been the welterweight king. And I just want to see him continue to be that way. You
don't want him to move through weight classes?
He's talked about it, but I don't know. Like, one, he doesn't want to move to middleweight because then he'd have to beat Israel Adesanya, because Izzy's champion right now. But say if that changes, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure he won't move down, though, because, like, the dude's a fucking huge dude at 170. He looks a fucking tank. So imagine at fucking 185 at middleweight, he may be a little more comfortable at that weight.
Maybe he's not even in his natural weight.
Exactly. So, like, fuck. I don't know.
I recommend charging that controller, bro.
Oh, that controller will be just fine, man. It will be just fine. It actually probably sets up what will be said following this. YouTube boxing. We haven't covered it in so long.
Oh, no.
But, man, well, let's break down what's been happening in YouTube boxing recently.
I've heard things happen, but I kind of forgot. So, refresh me on it.
So, KSI is saying, hey, I want to get back in the ring. Jake Paul is trying to have fight after fight, whatever. This fight he was trying to have was against Tommy Fury.
Oh, yeah.
At the Madison Square Garden card. That's what the card first was. It's going to be Tommy Fury, Jake Paul. Serrano was on the co-main event. I forget her first name. But that's what's happening. But then Tommy Fury can't make the fight. They pull him out of the fight.
Over
Why?
an injury, supposedly? Or was it something else?
I think it had to do with visa. And not being able to get
this was a different situation, because I know the first time he had some health or something health related, and now this time
when he pulled out of the first fight. But this was the MSG card, and they denied him leaving the country.
Wait, they denied him leaving or entering?
Entering this country, leaving his, because there was like.
Wait, so his own government denied him, or was it the U.S. government?
I think it was like something about both of those, visa, being able to travel and whatnot. And it's alleged, but I guess they were keeping him there because he's under investigation, or his brother, Tyson Fury, is under investigation for alleged ties with Daniel Kinahan, or whatever the fuck his name is. Apparently he's some big, he's allegedly he's got like a fucking money on his head type shit. Like, there's a reward for him because he's like a kingpin, allegedly.
Well, never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind.
Like, I don't know, man. That's what happened with Tommy Fury. Okay. That's what's going on.
And apparently they want to do it in the UK now or something like that.
Well, no, this was in New York, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but they wanted to switch the location, I heard, or like they were considering it. I don't know what
they meant. Well, I think I know where they were gonna get it to, but. So his second fight was Hassim Rahim, whoever. It was a heavyweight boxer, pretty much. Jake Paul was going to fight him on the Madison Square Garden card. This guy pulls out because I don't know. There's something about weight. There was like a he's a
Oh, you know
heavyweight.
what? I saw some things about his contract where it's so strict.
Yeah.
It's like it's so like Jake Paul has talked about like promotions taking advantage of fighters or pay and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, and now he's doing the same thing to his
He's doing the
opponents.
same thing to his opponent. You have to be at this weight at this time. You have to get as small as me so I can have a shot at beating. That's what it pretty much is.
Yeah, he's doing the things he hated about Dana or
Exactly.
many boxing promotions.
And then he's talking about fighter pay. Man, none of your fighters are getting paid now.
yeah,
The card is off. It's done. Zero. Pulled out the fight. The card is not happening. None of your fighters are getting paid.
exactly, and that's why so many people are pulling out.
So,
maybe that's why there's so many injuries or situations coming up because they realize, oh, the contract is not good. It's like so lenient towards him.
Exactly. And I think the location you were probably talking about was they thought about the O2 Arena because now the only YouTube boxing event that's going to happen is with DAZN and Mitzvahs, and it's with KSI.
The zone?
DAZN.
Okay.
So KSI was going to fight Alex Wasabi. And
I
on this
heard that.
undercard, there's FaZe and Fusi Tube is fighting Deji. His
Hey,
younger...
FuziTube is in great shape. Have you seen it?
I've seen the videos. And I
Like
was
the before and after. It's like,
yeah.
wow, that's impressive.
And they both have a losing record right now. Him and Deji. So the O's got to go.
Yo's gotta go. Or what happens if they draw?
Then, fuck it. Then they'll fucking fight it in Bare Knuckle FC. Let's go. God damn it. No, but I guess they wanted to move to that one because KSI was going to fight Alex Wasabi. And then KSI was like, well, since that happened, why don't you fight on my undercard? See, that would have been cool. Maybe, but that's not going to happen. And then, 3 weeks out, Alex Wasabi pulls out of the fight.
Why are they so many people pulling out of
I
fights?
don't know. And I believe this is in August 24th. I believe. What? Let me see. August 27th. August 27th. At the O2 Arena in London. Man, like, pulls out 3 weeks before the fight, and now they had someone else contractually obligated to fight KSI in the event this happened. He's fighting a guy named Swarms.
Who's that?
Exactly!
That was good timing.
Oh my god, I'll show you who Swarms is. God
He
damn.
probably has 1 million something subscribers.
Nope.
Does he have hundreds of thousands?
He's a rapper that was with him on a song called Houdini. KSI had a song called Houdini, and he's got Swarms with him on this song. Swarms called them out on an Instagram live saying, I can box KSI, I can do that shit.
Nah, he's gonna get rocked, bro.
So KSI reacted to that. See, Swarms, Tion Wayne, KSI, they got a song together and they're boxing now. It's because he was saying, I can box KSI, and KSI was like, what are you doing, man? So I guess they said, hey, if you want to fight, hey, stay in the wings. I don't think he's going to pull out, but stay in the wings. Alex Wasabi pulls out, now he's fighting Swarms.
This is so random.
But you want to know something even more random? Who's
going to pay to watch that? Or
This,
maybe a lot of people want to see
this is the fucking kicker, Leroy. Because he's fighting Swarms, but everybody's been hating on KSI. Everybody's been saying, well, who the fuck is this guy? It's obvious you're going to win. All this other stuff. Might as well make Deji and Fusi the main event. All this other shit. But, look at that. KSI, I'm fighting 2 people on August 27th.
Is he actually?
He's fighting.
Maybe that'll be more interesting. More tired KSI.
Hey, it's only $11.99 though.
Yeah? Bro, there's gonna be a lot of people streaming it.
On God. Hey, but for real though, he goes through it. He watches the fight, and it's a guy, I forget his name. I already forget it because.
So he's actually boxing 2 people at once? Not at once.
Or like one after the other.
Yeah. Why did I say it once?
He's got Swarms, and then he's got this Bulgarian guy, the tatted up one. And then the video ends, like, just to recap.
Hey, he's in shape. Oh, hey, he's in shape.
Yeah.
Bro.
2 fights one night. KSI versus Swarms.
Well,
KSI versus Ivan Nikolov.
What if by some miracle KSI gets knocked out in the first fight? I don't think he would be allowed to fight again.
No. They mentioned in the video if KSI suffers a cut, or there was the doctor stops it, or if there's a clash of heads, no second fight. They've already made rules for this shit, but
that's so iffy. I wouldn't buy the fight.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna for legal reasons, this is a joke. I'm just gonna stream it from someone.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
He's gonna fight Swarms, and how do you feel about this? This is
so gimmicky. This feels so gimmicky.
Oh my god! Like every other YouTube boxing thing fell through. This is what we have now. The card is still solid, but now KSI is fighting 2 people instead of a $50 card or $60 card Jake Paul was charging. This is only $12.
Hey, and he's probably gonna pay him. Okay, hopefully.
I don't know,
God,
man.
YouTube boxing. I never knew it was gonna get to this point, but it's so interesting. Like, I wouldn't pay for most of it, but it's interesting to like read about or watch the highlights from the outside.
I know. I don't know, man. Like, damn, this happened an hour before you got here.
Hey.
I was like, what the fuck?
Good timing, bro. Good timing. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be KSI versus Swarms and KSI versus Ivan Nikolov. Oh my god. 2 fights in one night because Alex Wasabi pulled out and he wants to fight. Like, if I can't fight one guy who you think is a bum, I guess I'll fight 2 who you consider
more of a bum.
Oh god.
Oh, I don't know them. I don't know them. I'm not gonna say
Swarms hasn't fought. Ivan Nikolov is an actual boxer, and he actually saw his record in the video. Like, I skipped through a lot of the video and shit, but, like, I think he's...
Oh, there it is.
3... Yep, there you go.
What's his record?
3-16 and 2 no contest.
3 wins, 16 losses?
Yep.
Oh. 5'8.5". He's shorter than him, too.
Oh, god damn it.
So
Like,
he's not only he's a losing fighter, but he's shorter than him. God, more than half of his losses, he got knocked out.
God. Oh, shit, I didn't even see that. 9 knockouts.
And all 3 of his wins weren't even by knockout. They were
by decision. Oh, I didn't even see that shit.
Gotta read the fine print, though.
You gotta read that fine print. KSI.
Half a rating, not even 1 star. Half a star.
Half a star.
Box Pro. Box Pro. Nah, this is gonna be kind of fun.
Well, he's still fighting 2 fucking people. Like, I don't know.
Hey, I can't beat anyone in a fight, so respect anyone that goes into a ring. But
like, if we get to the second fight, oh shit.
I want to see how tired he is. I hope the first one gives him.
Imagine he's all fucking gassed out and fucking this little motherfucker starts his own. We call him little.
Hey, I hope he gets gassed out to see how the second fight would be.
Ooh.
He has 2 draws.
Shit, I don't know.
He's a middleweight. How what's the weight on this fight?
I thought it was gonna be cruiserweight.
Well, no, but like he's a middleweight. Look at the division.
Yeah, the division's middleweight, but.
But is he like a pure boxer, or is he like, he does different styles of boxing or like fighting? Well, you know what?
I have no idea.
If he was gimmicky.
He just threw him in there. I have no idea.
I know for the people that bought the pay-per-view already, but hey, you want to see 2 fights?
You want to see 2 fights for the price of
one?
one?
We'll put all 3 opponents in and let's see who's the last one standing.
Damn, man. And one of the last things, finally, is are you going to attend any live events soon or no?
Yes, concerts.
Ooh.
I want to go to a few concerts. I'm actually going to go to a baseball game today.
Ooh, today? God
yeah, that's
damn,
why I was
watching?
like, the Rangers.
Rangers, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said, hey, can we do the podcast in the afternoon? So
I feel you. And what time do you got to go to that?
At 7. Well, I'm going to leave home like at 5:30.
Oh, all right. There we go.
So, yeah, good timing.
Good timing. Good
baseball events, going to a race next September.
Hell yeah.
So.
Oh, this coming September.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And then maybe a concert or 2 along the way. So.
Damn, before the year's up?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, we're already above halfway of the year, bro.
Yeah, we only got 4 more months. September, October, November, December.
Okay.
We only got 4 months. 4 months, 2022.
Yeah, man, it's been
crazy.
It's been a good year for me.
It's been crazy. But I only asked this because I didn't go, but finally, the weekend had his show in Dallas, or not Dallas.
Was it in Dallas or
It was at the AT&T Stadium. He fucking sold
Thank
that
you for not-
motherfucker out.
AT&T Stadium?
It was jam packed in that motherfucker. He had
That's
a big
like-
old stage as wide as the football field. Woo!
That's like 50,000 people or something like that.
I know. And a lot of people I knew who fucking went too. God damn it! Good for them though, man, because they got to see the full show. And man, this concert was canceled like 2 or 3 times ever since 2020. A lot of people have been waiting
But why?
because of COVID restrictions, rescheduling, and then
Wait, who was it? The Weeknd?
yeah,
Oh, I'm starting to get into them actually just
yeah,
right now
he's fucking great, dude.
because I saw one of his songs in my my recommended Spotify, and bro, he's good.
The Weeknd is
The
fucking
Weeknd
good.
is good.
Man, like what I like about the Weeknd is he always switches it up. Like I don't listen to too much of his music, but like I listen to
I know a few songs.
some songs. But here's the thing: every single fucking song is different.
That's what, and they have a different vibe. So like they have like flexibility on like how they want to
Exactly.
present themselves on stage.
And then, talking like presenting himself musically, the way he presents himself. Like every time he looks different, he really gets into whether it's his own gimmick or what his idea for his album or whatever the fuck he's doing. He's fucking awesome. He's just doing it.
Might get more into them.
He really get. Hey, let me tell you this. One thing I love about the Weeknd is like I think it was Halloween. Oh no, it was Halloween 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because the next Halloween he fucking went the fuck out on that one. But 2 years ago, he played. Have you ever seen The Nutty Professor?
No, but I've heard of it.
The Nutty Professor. Let me show you. The Nutty Professor is a show, or no. It's a movie by, Eddie Murphy stars in it, and he plays Sherman Klump. Big.
Oh Lord, what am I watching?
Hold on.
I'm terrified, bro.
You're terrified. I'm trying to find like a good scene. Klump versus nope. I'm thin. Not that one.
Yeah, that's
Buddy
the 90s,
versus
bro.
Reggie. Yeah, that's 90s, man. Eddie Murphy. But The Weeknd, he came out, because you know what The Weeknd looks like, right?
Yeah.
He came out looking like Professor Sherman Klump with the afro, the fat suit, the everything from the face prosthetic. He did face prosthetic. He actually looked like Sherman Klump. Like, let me see. I swear, please, if it's on YouTube, please.
I don't think there's gonna be much content because it's copyrighted.
Yeah, but
But
oh yes, that's The Weeknd.
God, he looks so different from his normal self.
Damn. Wait, hold on. Let me see. The Godfather, The Weeknd. Because then fucking a year later, he does this.
You know what? I heard about this.
A fucking full on Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Holy shit. Like, oh my God.
That's terrifying. That's impressive.
That's so impressive. Like, dude, The Weeknd is amazing.
That looks so different from him. That's what surprises me.
Yeah, but I think that's the point. That's what he wanted to do. Oh my God. And from his songs, I remember there was a story that got told on years and years ago. It was on a stream when I was playing zombies, and apparently my buddy Zay almost wrecked because motherfucker who loves Starboy or loves The Weeknd so much is like, I'm a Starboy, like bro, drive type shit.
God, I'm trying to get into The Weeknd.
Man, it's cool, man. I like the one song that blew up when I was in middle school, or yeah, it was middle school. The Hills by The Weeknd. That was a good one. Let's see. The Hills, The Weeknd.
Yeah, I have one of their songs liked.
Yeah. Well, which one?
Save Your Tears.
Save Your Tears. That's a good one. I like Blinding Lights. I didn't do it. Why? Yeah. Why do I gotta type everything in manually? Why?
Isn't the microphone on the camera?
Yeah. That's why I was like, what the hell? Why isn't it doing it? This one fucking.
Don't copyright us, you
Don't copyright it, you too! Wait, it wouldn't be a cover if I sing it. Nah, fuck that.
No, don't do that, please.
Start doing karaoke and shit live. Everybody got on this song. And then I remember Starboy blew up. Then I Can't Feel My Face. That's a good one. And we had
I like how all his songs are like different aesthetics.
yeah, very very different. Like the only one I like on like his recent one, the Dawn FM, was Sacrifice. So far, I didn't really listen to any other one. Then there's Blinding Lights, Save Your Tears, Heartless. Whew.
God, I didn't know that they were capable of filling out AT&T Stadium.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that is insane, man. And that seems to be the end, man. You got the baseball game coming up, and who are they going? Who are the Rangers going against?
The Oakland Athletics. So you know where Oakland is at, near San Francisco.
Yeah,
They suck this year, so hopefully I get to see them win.
hopefully. So, and how have
Oh,
the
is that
Rangers
Ozzy
been?
Osbourne?
I think so.
Oh, I love Ozzy Osbourne.
And how
Oh,
and
wait,
how have the Rangers been doing?
They're infuriating. Not because they suck, but how many close games they lost.
Oh shit! God damn.
But they're okay. They're way better than last year, so.
Damn, man. Damn. Well,
uh,
I hope. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate it. We had a lot to talk about.
A lot of things happen.
A lot of
since
things happen, man, and it's fucking
Not
wild.
only world events, but from us.
Oh
doing our
yeah,
thing.
happened with us. 3-week periods were freaking awesome. Our little vacations,
Yeah,
almost.
vacations.
And we gotta have more of those, but also good times. Brought to you by Ornelas Productions. Follow him on Instagram. Follow I don't know my user below too, if you so please. He is our guest, and hopefully more stuff will happen. We can have another one for you. Follow us at Barrera Studio Lounge on Instagram. Welcome to the lounge. What's going on? The song you are hearing is Marvin Gaye. What's going on? This has been Barrera Studio Lounge, episode number 4, back from Guadalajara. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.